Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Over-Under on 1252 Sports and all the major platforms on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Harry the Greek. I'm your host. We're going to be breaking down some games today, just like we have every week this season in the National Football League. I just want to get this off of my chest in the beginning. I'm really sorry about last week's pick because they were horrible. I mean, horrible. It's the first time in over 2.5 years I've picked less than 50% of the games correctly. I wasn't even close in a couple of them. Both my games of the week, they stunk it up. It was horrible. But I can assure you, I'm very well prepared this week. Let's go ahead and make some money today. Man, how was those football games yesterday? Seriously. 33-0. Minnesota comes back and wins. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. But before we get there, if you got a question for the Greek, we have open phone lines. You can call 727-320-5866. That's 727-320-5866. Go ahead and post a comment. Do us a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button. Share the show. Put it on someone's timeline. That's how we go ahead and, this is how we grow it organically. We're going to get right out to the comments right away, and I already see it. Mr. Roger Shoe is in there. Roger, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. He goes, good morning. And, of course, our tribal troll himself, Troy Polamalu, says, you guys be taking too long. Show is supposed to start at 9. Y'all need to be more professional. This is a job, not a hobby. Hey, Troy. Send me your DM information. I'll give you my Zelle information. When you start paying me, I'll get on here a little bit earlier for you. But you know what would make the show even a lot better, Troy? You making an appearance on the show. You don't have to do the visual thing. Just call into the show. We would love to have you call into the show. You know what? That's what the Greek is requesting for Christmas. He wants Troy to call into his show. Good morning, Chris. And Troy Polamalu says, can't wait to see the crappy Bucks lose today. You might not be too far off, Troy. I got some really interesting information about what this Bucks team is doing. It might even surprise you. Today's special guest, we're not really sure who's going to be coming on. I do know for a fact that we have one of the two giant goofballs. It's Mr. Andrew Davis. We might have an appearance from Fat Mike today, and as well as Peter Blake. I think he might have had a few too many. Who knows? Tampa Bay Ray Kennedy. He's out there lost in translation somewhere. I don't know. He's either at home. He's beating the streets down, trying to break down all the best news for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or who knows? He could just be chilling out, watching some TV, and I really can't blame him. I already see someone in my back room, Mr. Andrew Davis. We're going to go ahead and bring him in. Andrew, how are you, sir?
Good. How's it going, Harry?
Not too bad at all. It's just been quite the interesting day, to be honest with you. You look good today.
As always, of course.
and all of a sudden, it just like appears from the dead. Can you say it with me? Okay, I want you to do this with me, okay? I want you to put the yoga pose, and I want you to go, Sports web. You got to say it 3 times in a row. Sports web. Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I had to actually restart my computer because it went frozen pizza. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Sunday fun day.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Mr. Peter Blake. How are you?
This guy sucks.
That's a good one.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
Wow, that truth in advertising law really is coming through, huh?
It is, absolutely. Some of the picks I had last week.
This guy sucks.
Oh, it was horrible.
Oof.
That was horrible. Pete.
Yes.
Man.
What's going on? How about Saturday, huh? Saturday football?
Let's start with the first game. Which one was it?
What was the one we were watching? What was it? 33-0, the Vikings.
Yep.
This guy sucks.
And then 36-7 in the late third quarter. And then after that, the biggest comeback in NFL history by the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, are they real for you now? NFC North champions? I think I said that at the beginning of the year that they were going to win the North. I had to go look that up.
No, you did. You did. But I'm glad we started off with that game. I really am, because there's some things that I want to talk about today. And I'm not a stat guy. I'm a guy that always takes a look at, he has to pass the eye test. I mean, You've known me long enough. I'm not a guy that looks at PFF ratings or this and that, but the bottom line's the bottom line. You don't look at individual ratings. You look at what, Andrew?
You look at the scenarios. You look at the team.
And the scenarios and everything else. Did you know that the Minnesota Vikings record is 11-3?
Yeah.
No,
They've scored 351 points. That is a ton of points.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yes.
They're 11-3, and they've given up 349.
That's
351 to 349. I want you to digest that, people.
Mm-hmm.
Can I have their offense? Can I have their offense on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then they can have our defense, and then you basically have a complete team at that juncture? Because you're exactly right.
What you need is the offensive line and the play caller from Minnesota. That's it. Yeah. You don't need that quarterback. I love Justin Jefferson. Let me tell you something. Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in football, hands down.
High five.
Actually,
well, we're moving on now.
For the Jeffersons right there, he's absolutely killing in every game. And sometimes I don't know how you cover the guy. He's just killing it.
You can't cover. What were you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, you actually could make the case right now that you would take Kirk Cousins over Brady the way he's been playing as far as the team not getting in the end zone.
True.
That's not obviously an issue with the Vikings. The issue with the Vikings, as you alluded to, is their defense. So the whole reason they were down so much, if you look at what the scores were, they started off giving up a huge kickoff return where the Colts started at midfield. They blocked a punt for a touchdown. The Vikings faked a punt as well, missed an opportunity there, and gave them the ball back on the, I think it was like the 30-yard line.
Yep.
They had an interception for a touchdown. I mean, they gave up 24 points between defense and special teams. It wasn't, Matt Ryan lighting it up. But speaking of which, Matt Ryan now on the hook for the biggest comeback loss ever in the Super Bowl, and now also in the regular season.
Yeah, that's just amazing. That's
Matty
amazing.
melted ice.
This guy sucks.
Whoa, listen, I'll take that man's career any day of the week still, but I'm saying that's just a weird thing to be on the hook for both those things.
No,
Well,
it really is.
honestly, it's been a disaster for Ryan this year because I actually thought, the dark horse, one of the dark horse contenders for not only the playoffs but the Super Bowl, with Jonathan Taylor coming back last year and Matt Ryan hopefully solidifying that quarterback position, but it didn't happen at all because the guy has seen his best days. He's done. He's on his decline. He needs to get on his recliner at this juncture because this Colts team has been just god awful this year.
I still think on a stacked team with a good. Sorry,
I don't know. It's okay. I'm going to let you go because I am the other one, and I'm the one who was standing on the tallest soapbox.
Yep.
Going, hey, Indianapolis, baby, Matty Ice, here he comes.
Indianapolis, hello, Matt Ryan. It's just like Matt Stafford again. No, it's not. It's like Tom Brady again. No, it's not. It's worse. Yeah. It's like Russell Wilson again. Who's more disappointing?
Excuse me, but I will take credit for that one.
I know you will.
I said what? I'm going to let Peter go full screen. Who did I say would finish last, and who did I say was going to win?
You said the Broncos would finish last, that I was completely crazy, that I was off my meds, which, in this business, you have to have some sort of insanity. And he also said no matter if Tyreek Hill was there or not, Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes would be first. And sure enough, he was right.
Here, let the great gloat.
There you go. There you go.
This guy sucks.
I'll tell you what, guys, we got to get back to the comments. Troy Polamalu is trying to wish for Big Mike, Big Mike, Big Mike. No, that ain't going to happen.
How about new?
It's got to be Fat Mike, Fat Mike.
That's
Fat
it.
Mike.
You're going to do Fat Mike, Fat Mike, Fat Mike.
Next comment might be the comment of the day. Why is Peter wearing an extra small shirt?
Hey, it's from the Oshkosh Bagosh collection.
Oh!
Wow, he's
that's a good one.
This is from Buck Power TV. Of course, I do the podcast there on the right if you're a big-time Bucks fan. No quarter given. And yes, this is my real body. I do work out. So there you go.
Oh,
I think they were saying the shirt was too small, not that you were too big.
Wow.
That's true. Troy Polamalu says, please don't mention my Gators, #fire Napier. Oh, Jamie just had to look at Peter. What do you think of his shirt? She's giving you a thumbs up.
See?
And she gave you a booty shake.
Oh, there you go. How about that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What about the Gators, though? How about the Gators, though? How disappointing is that? But going back to the NFL, because I know we're jumping around a lot. Who's more disappointing, guys? Is it the Denver Broncos and let's ride with Russell Wilson, or the Indianapolis Colts and Matt Ryan? I think it is the Denver Broncos with all the draft picks, with all the money they invested in Wilson. Clearly, he's seen his best days. And if you want to know who won that debate on who was more for that career, was it Pete Carroll or Russell Wilson? I have to say, guys, it was Pete Carroll. And the Denver Broncos right now, all those primetime games, just absolutely an awful season. I think they're more disappointing than the Colts.
Now, I'm going to have to agree with you, Peter. I'm going to have to completely agree with you. You see, Russell Wilson's still in the ascending part of his career. They say he hasn't played like that, though. Okay. And I think here's a good scenario where the quarterback fit the system in Seattle better than he did in Denver. Do I dare say that? Do I dare say that? Because again, over 2/3 of the quarterbacks in the National Football League, unless they're in the correct system, they don't play well.
No,
they just don't play well.
And it's a tough transition, which goes back to what the Bucks and the Rams did, which is absolutely amazing. You get a veteran quarterback, you have him learn the system in less than a year, and he's able to win a Super Bowl with that team. Teams try to do it, and you can't do it. It just takes that special type of player, special type of quarterback, like a Brady and, of course, a Stafford.
Well, here's the thing as well to keep in mind is that the Colts also now own the 7th overall pick in the NFL draft as of right now. So they can go ahead and get themselves also a quarterback for next year in this draft. Meanwhile, the Broncos are staring at the barrel of paying this $250 million contract to Russell Wilson and have no first-round pick for the next couple of years.
That's scary.
And
you know what? And I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to have to go after their defense first. And I'm going to tell you why. Because rumors say that DeForest Buckner is gone this year.
Wow.
And they've got him tagged to the Chicago Bears. Not being a homer, but this is real reliable source. There are going to be it's going to be super uber aggressive to go after DeForest Buckner. They want to build that defensive line around him.
And look, I get it. You want to get a defensive lineman like a replace a Buckner, but until you get this quarterback position right, which is the reason why this team has failed in the first place and this organization has failed with going with Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, that fat ass, got to say it. And then, of course, Matt Ryan this year. Until you get a young guy that's going to be your quarterback of the future, you're not going anywhere. You can't continue to get guys that are bridge quarterbacks or veteran quarterbacks and say, okay, we got a good enough team around them. You can't do that because you failed and you haven't been able to evaluate. So for me, if you have the 7th, and it may even get better than that if you continue to lose, which, look, at the end of the day, did we really think that Jeff Saturday was going to be that successful? I think it's a cute thing.
I think it's a feel-good story, Pete.
But
no, but here's the thing, though. You got the Colts taking Matt Ryan out when he was the better option. You got the Colts then putting Jeff Saturday in as the head coach for this last half of the season as well. So it makes you question, are they taking it to get that quarterback in the draft? Because I got to question that myself.
Yes, they're absolutely tanking at the end of the day. It's a genius move by them because they knew that Matt Ryan has seen his best days. And, of course, when they invested that draft capital, when they paid him that amount of money, they knew they were going to be able to lose. So
do you think it could have something to do with maybe he's not in the correct offensive scheme? I mean, I honestly thought that Matt Ryan was going to have a fabulous year. Look, I'm going to be one of the few people that gave you and said, look, take the over. Take the Colts to win a division. Sure. Take the over in the amount of games. Matty Ice could be player of the year. I mean, it was just all those things that I said in the beginning part of the year because I believe in that true pocket passer. And with that running game and that defense, I don't know. So let's analyze this. He never really had a solid defense in Atlanta.
Nope.
Okay. But he did have a mediocre run game. They could really rely on it because they had to respect that passing game. Maybe he needs to be in that run and shoot type of offense to be successful. I think it's a different system, but this particular year really has put a lot of years on Matt Ryan. He's taken a lot of abuse behind that line. I don't know what to think about it anymore. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that he was in the wrong system.
I think what the Colts anticipated was Jonathan Taylor was going to be able to replicate what he had last year, that type of MVP type of year, and he was highly disappointing. He wasn't healthy all year long. They were looking to take the pressure off of him. Furthermore, the defense went on a decline, and the offensive line wasn't as good as advertised. So if you put that mix together, you're not protecting the quarterback. You're not running the ball. So you're putting it all on Matt Ryan. And we know that he's seen his best days at the end of the day. He's not the same quarterback he was 5 years ago. Remember, he had an opportunity to win a Super Bowl with the Atlanta Falcons if you just play call better instead of trying to throw the ball, maybe run the ball. You don't give the Patriots any time and Tom Brady. But the lesson wasn't learned, of course, and the lesson wasn't learned yesterday when you're up 36-7 late in the third quarter. I don't know what that play calling was.
I don't know, but I will tell you this. When you start looking at things, and stats don't lie. PFF grades, they lie, but statistics don't lie. As I always say, it's about the team, not about the individual player.
Sure.
This team is 4-9. They've managed to score 245 points. They have a 92-point differential. They've given up 337. You're not going to win many ball games.
You're not winning games like that at all.
But then again, in that division, the Tennessee Titans, okay, they've only scored 241 points. You're talking about an anemic offense, but they're 7-6. They're above 500. Right. So in reality, how much better are they than the Indianapolis Colts? And in all honesty, they're not that much better because you know what? They're over 500 and they're still negative 35 points. It's just that Tennessee's defense has actually been playing a little bit better. That's because they have a running game that they're going to use.
Exactly. And they keep their defense off the field. That's why that number is misleading, because you actually may have a good defense, but at the end of the day, because your offense is not able to sustain drives and also third down conversion. Look at third down conversion for the Colts. I bet it's probably at the near bottom of the NFL.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You're not able to sustain drives. Basically,
that wouldn't surprise me, Pete.
On the field more than your offense. Your defense really isn't that bad. It's just your offense is not helping your defense out. You're not playing complementary football at the end of the day.
Well, they're also missing Leonard, too, keep in mind, on that defense, which is a big loss there.
Yep.
Plus,
Yeah,
as you guys
that's
have mentioned,
Probably the best linebacker in football.
Exactly. And Jonathan Taylor's looked more like Jonathan Taylor Thomas at this point this season. So he's just,
Very good.
That's a good
Very
one.
good.
What do you expect, ladies and gentlemen? That's what you get from a guy from Central Jersey. Are you
Jersey.
kidding me? Jersey.
I had my pork roll this morning. I'm ready to go.
Taylor Ham. Never mind.
He's full of.
Oh, there you go. Troy Palomalu says choke master Matt Ryan looks so lost like Kayvon Thibodeau behind the Giants D line.
Wow. Hey, Troy, why don't you call into the show like Harry said and talk about why TJ Watt only has 1.5 sacks since he's back from his injury? Just saying.
Hey, Troy, here you go, buddy.
This guy sucks.
Every week it's on the Kayvon, but doesn't want to talk about Watt, huh?
Every
Nah,
time
he's trying to get to you. By the way, in the 19th minute in the FIFA World Cup 2022, Argentina and France is knotted up at 0-0.
Yes! Yes!
Or for soccer fans, non-soccer fans.
Viva la France.
God, who
Knotted it
the
up like a
hell
French pastry.
cares?
Viva la France.
Oh my God, who
Oh.
the hell cares?
Wait, are you saying who cares? The guy who watches wrestling? I'm just saying.
I know. That's a good one.
I
You know,
more fans of wrestling than although
Well, hold on. You're going to say that wrestling is more popular than soccer?
no,
The
I'm
most
definitely
popular
not.
sport in the entire world.
But I think there's a lot of people in the United States are tired of soccer after the United States were eliminated.
Yeah.
So
It's like the Olympics. We only care when the World Cup's going on.
there you go.
that's true. Talking about certain teams, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Detroit Lions, who are now the darlings in the National Football League, versus hide your grandmother and your mother's Zach Wilson-led New York Jets.
Oh God.
Seriously.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And they're not winning this game today.
Well, hold on. Detroit's being back to being the public's darlings, having covered 6 straight games. This is very important information. I backed the Lions last week, but I just couldn't pull the trigger. But in this game, I like the Jets. I would prefer Mike White, a quarterback right now, but I'm okay with Zach Wilson because truthfully, he is the better quarterback for this team in the long run. This game needs to slow down for him a little bit, and he's trying to do too much. I could think of a particular quarterback by the name of Brett Favre. The difference is he had a bit different type of offense for Brett back then.
You just said it. You just absolutely said it. He's
Right.
trying to do too much.
Yep. But
That
after
team doesn't believe in him. That locker room doesn't believe in him. We've heard the reports come out the last couple weeks. I don't have any faith, and I've gone on this show and said the only way the Jets are going to be a playoff contender, and it's crazy to say this, is if Zach Wilson is not at the controls at quarterback. If it's Mike White, if it's Joe Flacco.
if you're talking long term, I'm talking short term.
I'm talking short term. You're not
Right.
going anywhere with Zach Wilson. He's doing
But in this game, after waffling for a couple of days, truthfully, this is a bet against Jared Goff for me. He's got a 30 quarterback rating in 9 career games when the temperature's below 40 degrees. Hello, Tampa fans. You guys should know all about that. Miami fans,
sure.
Tampa. We're talking about an indoor quarterback in Jared Goff. He doesn't play well in conditions like this. The Jets are a 1-point favorite, and the total's 43.5. I'm going to go right to it. For those reasons, that's why I don't like Detroit, even though they've covered all these games. Pete, we could sit here, you and I can go back and forth about the difference between Mike White and Zach Wilson.
Sure.
The bottom line is this: Zach Wilson can make every throw on the football field. Zach Wilson is elusive with his legs. Zach Wilson right now is his own worst enemy. And I don't think he's really lost the locker room, but I think if he continues to play the way he has, he's going to, and I fear that. With that being said, this is a horrible, horrible secondary for the Lions. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Don't be surprised Zach Wilson lights it up today because of that reason. But don't be fooled, New York. This is still Zach Wilson. He's got a lot of maturing to do. I'm going to go to you, Pete. What do you think after what I said?
Yeah, with that being said, he can make every throw. He can also make every throw to the other team. And the Lions, they have, a pretty good running back. They're pretty good running backs in DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. They've learned how to win. I believe in this Lions team. I believe in Dan Campbell. They're going to win today.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Argentina at the 22-minute mark has gone up on France 1-0.
Wow, Messi, by the way, trying to get that elusive World Cup, playing in 25 matches in his career.
Anyway, you like the Lions to win the game, correct?
I like the Lions, yes.
How about you? What do you think, Andrew, after what I was talking about?
Yeah, I mean, in the end, it is the quarterback situation. It's going to be, I think, bad for both teams. You mentioned the issues, obviously, with Goff and the cold weather. Obviously, going against the Jets' pass defense, which is one of the best, if not the best, in the league. But I still like the Lions. They're the hot team right now. Zach Wilson is just a sorry quarterback at this point. I mean, hell, the last time we played, Garrett Wilson was in the locker room saying, he basically, he said, we're looking sorry out there and calling out the offense. And since then, Mike White has turned that offense around to make it at least respectable. He's just not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say that Jared Goff is not a good quarterback when he plays in cold weather, especially in outdoor stadiums that are away from his home. Just saying.
Run the ball.
The Lions can run the football.
Mm.
Expect the Lions to try to pound that rock and getting it to whatever hell St. Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the most
Amon-Ra.
underrated receivers in the entire NFL.
He's absolutely a stud. However, he's not going to have the type of game because Saucy got something for him coming today. I'm telling you right now, I would love to take Detroit. Can't do it.
Can you take the under in this game?
Nope. One of my games of the week this week are the Jets -1. Good morning, Fat Mike. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, buddies? How we doing?
Not too bad, brother. How's it going there, man?
Oh, it's nice. It's cold. It's chilly. Getting ready for football up here in Chicago. It's going to be a good one.
Oh, good deal. Going to go back to the comments real quick. Scott Thaler, Bengals $49 Troy Polamalu says, Peter, make him stop. Wrestling is real.
I mean, people watch it. You guys watch it. You guys talk about it. I'm doing my job.
Okay, good deal. Scott Tyler, by the way, thanks for tuning in, Scott. Monday Night Football, Rams versus Packers. What a show. Laughing out loud. Dun, 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 dun.
Green Bay sucks.
There you go.
Hold on. Here's a new sound effect for the Packers.
This guy sucks.
Troy Polamalu says, Peter, what time are you delivering my pizzas? Oh, my bad. I thought it was a Little Caesars shirt. Pizza.
Pizza.
Well, I mean, we could go Granimal.
That was actually a very good
matching
sound.
Do you have matching pants on, Pete?
No, I got red today.
See,
You don't have the white glove either.
What size is that, Peter? Medium?
It's not.
I gotta say, that's a good one with the Little Caesars. I thought Home Depot at first when I first saw it.
No, I didn't think Home Depot.
BuckPower.com. No code given. If you want to know about the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, go to BuckPower.com.
Be nice, Mike. I could see it coming.
Didn't say nothing.
Mike, who do you
history of
like
the
in the
storied
game today
franchise.
between the Jets and the Detroit Lions?
Lions all day. That offense is rolling on all cylinders right now. Jared Goff has that team rolling, which is a funny statement because Jared Goff is not that quarterback that everybody thought that he was. I once coined him as generic Mitchell Trubisky, and he's actually looked a lot better than what I've thought. Jared Goff has a good thing going right now between the running backs, between DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams up there. He's got his number one drafted wide receiver coming back. He came back last week, touchdown on his very first NFL catch, which was excellent. And he still has Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're playing really good up there, and the defense is starting to turn it around a little bit too. That offensive line is deadly.
Yeah, but that secondary is absolutely horrible. I got Zach Wilson actually having a comeback game today, and that's why I do like the Jets. The three of you guys like the Lions.
Yeah.
And I like the Jets, and that's why I'm called Harry the Greek, and that's why I take very, very nice vacations in the Dominican.
The only comeback I like Zach Wilson is when he says something stupid to an older woman.
That's true. That's
There
true.
you go.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Would you guys be surprised when I told you already? This is more for Mike. When I said Minnesota's 11-3, they scored 351 points. Okay, and they've given up 349. I just want you to think about it. It's only a 2-point differential. This team is not as good as what people think. This defense is really going to hurt them. That brings me up to Detroit. How about 349 points scored? Only 2 less than the big Minnesota Vikings. Everybody in this panel, you're correct. That team really can get some points up on the board. But they kind of have the same problem that Minnesota has. They've given up 347. They are also a 2-point differential team.
Yeah. And
The
the other thing
difference is
they sneak into the playoffs.
The difference is Minnesota's 11-3 with a 2-point differential, and the Lions aren't even 500 yet, and they're only a 2-point differential.
Right.
So I'm going to tell you right now, you line these two teams up again, and I'm not giving you Minnesota as my game of the week against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions would beat the Minnesota Vikings in Detroit, in Chicago, in Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Minnesota. They will beat them in a field in the middle of Iowa because Detroit's more balanced, especially with that running game. And yes, I did say that, especially with that running game.
Well, not only that, Harry, but the way that the Detroit Lions front offensive line is, it's just it's ridiculous right now. Penny Sewell was the best pick. It was the best thing to happen to the Detroit Lions since Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson. And I mean that. Penny Sewell is that good of a player. That offensive lineman is amazing. He's great. He was the best pick for that team at that possible time. I wanted the Bears to move up to try and grab him. It wasn't going to happen. Penny Sewell is a monster on the offensive line. They're going to be gifted with that guy for the next 10 years plus.
I agree.
Plus, we got to consider that the Lions' defense has actually gotten better as time's gone on because it's a very young defense. So look at the last couple of weeks. They gave up only 23 points to the Vikings, which is not a horrible showing. 14 points to the Jaguars. Gave up 28 to the Bills. So obviously the Bills they're going to score some points. Only 18 points to the Giants, and obviously got blown out almost to 30 points there to the Bears, but then 9 points to the Packers. So they're not as bad as they look like. They got crushed the first half of the season.
Right. And like Drew said, over the last couple of weeks, yes, the defense has been better. Jeffrey Okudah has been awesome. Aiden Hutchinson, that kid is another stud, another gift to the mouth. I mean, he's an absolute beast. They're lacking two pieces on that defense to be a formidable defense.
They're lacking a middle linebacker, and they're lacking a real lockdown corner. They're actually missing both corners, to be honest with you. Pete, you got anything left you want to add to that, or you want to move on?
They're just learning how to win as a young team right now. They're starting to believe in Dan Campbell.
I like that.
Heard in Hard Knocks was true. Maybe it wasn't at the beginning of the year because they couldn't finish games. Think about this, gentlemen. If they can finish those games early on, this team maybe as good as the Minnesota Vikings, because the Minnesota Vikings in one-score games this year is 9-0. I mean, that is the proof.
Right.
If the Lions could have learned how to win early, then we may be talking about this team definitely in that NFC North hunt.
I like what Peter said there. I love what Peter said there. They're learning how to win. Mm-hmm. A team that lost so many games last year by one possession, what was it, a 65-yard, 63-yard field goal last year to Justin Tucker? All right. I mean, come on, guys. They're learning how to win. And I tell you what, no, I'm a diehard Bear fan. I hate the fucking Lions. I hate the Packers. All right. And I hate the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. All three of those teams can suck an egg. All right. But when it boils down to it.
As Big Mike is speaking for the Greek as well.
Sorry. But Dan Campbell, I would run through a fucking wall for that guy. That guy gets me pumped up. That guy, he is like a head coach on steroids. And I love every second and every aspect of what that guy brings as a head coach in the National Football League.
And guys,
I think there needs to be more coaches like him.
I'll tell you right now, it kind of reminds me of the 1996 Bucks. You know, the team before.
Hang on just for a second, Peter. Mike, do me a favor. Can you turn your volume down on your radio?
Sorry.
I'm getting a little bit of feedback now. Give me an audio check. Go ahead, Pete.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better. It reminds me of the 1996 Bucks that start out 0-8 and everything looks like Tony Dungy is going to get fired. And then all of a sudden the team buys in. They go 6-10, and the very next year they make the playoffs and go 10-6. Could we see the same thing with the Lions, not only this year, but in the coming years?
You know what? I'd like to take that question really quick. I'd love to say that's going to be the case, but I think there's going to be another. I think that, look, and I'm not saying this because I'm a homer. I'm saying this because, look, football is about economics and then talent and then what the system's going to be about.
It's about luck at the end of the day. It really is.
I'd rather be lucky than good anyway. But let's just be honest. Who's going to be the team in that division that's going to have the economic stature to be able to go ahead and build a team? That's going to be your Chicago Bears.
Right. Exactly.
And they're going to have the draft picks. And it's just they're set up to make a big run. So this division could ultimately be really good. And I see the power starting to shift. I don't see Aaron Rodgers leading this team. I think Green Bay is going to go back to mediocrity at best. I think it's going to be fought between 3 teams. Let me go ahead and tell you this. I think it's going to be fought between 2 teams. I think it's going to be Detroit and Chicago. You're going to take the last place Bears and the second place Lions, and these are going to be the 2 teams that are going to be the teams to beat in the NFC North. It's really going to mess with a lot of people's minds, but economics are always going to catch up with you. Green Bay, good luck with that cap. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Green Bay
when
is
I say that. Just good luck with that. There's nobody worth $300 million. Okay.
No.
How
Here's
about
the
it?
thing with Green Bay. Jordan Love wants out now too.
Can you blame him?
And
and I'm not a huge Jordan Love supporter, but can you blame him?
No.
I want to get on to the next game real quick, guys, because I think this is going to be pretty interesting. What team in the National Football League, I'm going to let Mike go ahead and answer this, do you think has scored 224 points on offense, and they are a 3.5 point underdog at home?
Oh, I know.
Who is it?
The Bears.
Nope. Bears have scored a lot more points than that.
I know.
The Bears are a 9-point favorite, a 9-point underdog. Peter, who is that? Who scored 224 points?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep.
Ugh.
Betting worlds are going to completely collide when the Buccaneers host the Cincinnati Bengals. 3.5 point favorites, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to digest that. The Buccaneers.
The Bucs are favorites in this game?
No, the Bucs are 3.5 point underdogs in this game at home. They'll be delivering the league's most financially rewarding team against the costliest one. This mashup also pits the wise guys against the recreational bettors, affectionately known as pros versus Joes. Everybody's heard that. They've all heard what that means.
Pretty good show, by the way, on Spike TV when it was around.
It was.
Thank you.
It was a good show back in the day.
Tom Brady and the Bucs have only covered a league's worst. I'm going to repeat this. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers have only covered a league's worst 3 games this entire season. They are 3-9-1 against the spread, while Cincy's at the top at 10-3. They have covered 10 of its past 11 games, yet the Bucs are still drawing sharp money, just as they've done nearly every week this season. I am not trying to take a dump on this organization, but tell me somebody, please tell me, how can you bet the Buccaneers, who have yet to score 30 points in the game with Tom Brady under center, 224 points for the entire season, which is one of the league's worst, not the worst, but one of the league's worst. We're talking about the likes of the Houston Texans and teams like that. Are you kidding me? But yet, we're still talking possible, just make it to the game and we got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Bullshit.
Yep.
Well,
it's a shame
because you got Tom Brady, but here's the statistic.
200. I'm gonna let Pete take over on this one.
Yeah.
224 points this team has scored the entire season. They have completely crapped the bed this year covering the spread. When I learned this information, I was completely not only devastated, but just perplexed. How could this happen? And I don't want to get too deep in it, but Peter, I want you to take over on that. 224 points for the season, but yet the money is still going to Tampa Bay here.
And it's because of Tom Brady once again giving you that opportunity. And a lot of bettors out there, a lot of fans out there say, when are the Bucs going to turn on that switch? But here's another statistic for you. In 13 games this year, in 7 of those, the Bucs in the fourth quarter have scored 7 or less points in the fourth quarter in itself. That's the reason why most likely Byron Leftwich will be fired at the end of the year. This offense has been completely disappointing. The offensive line has been completely disappointing. And at the end of the day, Brady is still missing throws down the field. He is not the same Tom Brady. You feel like, when are the Bucs going to turn it around? I just think, ladies and gentlemen, this is what they are.
I'm going to let you get last response on that as well, Peter. I'm going to let everybody go around. Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I have no hope at all for the Bucs to do anything decent in this game whatsoever. The Bengals are on a tear. I mean, they won 7 of the last 8 games. Like you said, the spread is so small that it's insane right now based on just how the Bucs have been scoring all season long. And I think the only way they even have a shot is to try to really just double up and shut down Jamar Chase, because they do have injuries at the receiving front on the Bengals. But you can't stop that guy. He is what he is.
I wish Tampa Bay Ray would call in here, because I really wanted his opinion, because I'll tell you what, this man will forget more about the Bucs than most people will learn, including And Peter's also that kind of person as well.
Oh,
This
yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
baffles my mind. Fat Mike, go ahead and take it.
I did have a dream last night, and I was telling you about this earlier, Harry. I had a dream early this morning. This is no joke. That Mike Evans has 2 touchdowns today. Mike Evans, I'm booking it. I'm gonna bet on it today. Mike Evans has 2 touchdowns today.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool.
But I don't know if they won or lost, guys. I woke up before then, so I apologize. I will say this Cincinnati team, they started off rough. I said it last year. I told Harry last year that I still got a future pick on him from last season, from after the Super Bowl when the odds were posted. I still have a bet for the Cincinnati Bengals to win the Super Bowl as of right now. It's a good bet. It's a good bet. I put
damn good bet.
Put $10 on them, and they're a tough team, man. They're Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, Perrine. I mean, and then Joe Burrow. I mean, it's kind of something that I heard over the last couple of days here. This game has the making of a pass the torch game.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the torch. Tom Brady, the GOAT. You're going to see Joe Burrow now for the next 15, 18 years be a top quarterback in the league, along with Patrick
God
Mahomes,
willing, he
Josh
stays
Allen.
healthy.
Last year he stayed healthy all year last year. He's healthy now this year. He just had his rookie season that got beat up on. That's all.
Yep.
I mean, Joe Burrow has all the makings of what every team wants at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I got some good ones here.
He's unbelievable.
I got some good comments here. We'll come back to the Buccaneer talk here in a second. Troy Polamalu says, "Joke's on you. Dan Campbell's on steroids and who knows what else."
Oh,
Tampa
my
Bay
God.
Ray
Who
Kennedy.
the hell cares?
Yes.
Tampa Bay Ray, pick up the phone and call in for Christ's sakes, because even a blind man will sidestep a pile of shit at some point. That's got to be the comment of the day.
Wow.
Troy Polamalu says, "Big Mike has dreams about touchdowns." I was thinking the same thing.
Hold on, Troy Polamalu.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Troy Polamalu says, "Big Mike, the football prophet."
Shut up!
Thank
Ladies
you.
and
Thank
gentlemen, at the 40-minute mark, Argentina is now up 2-0 on Vive la France.
Wow, nice.
Ooh.
Lionel
Oh,
Messi
that's tough.
getting it done, man. That's a team of destiny, the way they played the last game.
Yep. So, 3.5-point underdogs. They're in Tampa Bay. They're a game ahead of Carolina. Don't even know what to say, how to put it. Tampa, your back's up against the corner as it has been the past 5 or 6 weeks. You've delivered nothing. Nothing. Tom, for the sake of your legacy and your career, let the offensive coordinator call your football plays. Stop being so predictable on first down when you're running the ball 80% of the time and throwing the ball 50-plus times a game. You don't have the offensive line. And FYI, I don't know if you knew this, you're not 35 anymore. I believe you still have the same arm that you had 10 years ago. You're just having to hurry to throw the ball. The offensive line stinks. Tom, do you still have it in you? Yes, the Greek says. They are not going to just cover the spread. They're winning the game outright. You just heard it here in Tampa Bay.
Wow.
This is going to be a fluke game. The odds are completely against this team. It is the Greeks' bet of the week. Take the Bucks. They're not a better football team than Cincinnati. But this has everything to do with the GOAT's legacy. Are you kidding me? If they lose this game, you need to pack your shit and go home. Take your Legos and go home, Tom. You're done. But you still got it in you. You better make a push. I don't want to hear, is he retiring? Is he staying? Who cares?
Well, that was the report this week, but I think the most unfortunate thing about the whole deal was the report that came out from Mike Silver, how the night before Tom Brady is taking his skilled players and basically changing the scheme around, changing this, changing that, without the coaches knowing. No wonder they don't have any identity, because you're changing it right there. This is dissension all in this organization, and without a Vita Vea, without a Jamel Dean, I get it. I'm the biggest Buck homer out there, but I cannot foresee it, although it goes back to what Harry the Greek always says. There's a reason why he's the Greek, and there's a reason why it's called no freaking logic. So do the Bucks have a chance to win this game? Absolutely.
Listen, I didn't think they had any problem. I didn't think they had any problem. I can give you the keys to the game. The keys of the game are you need to run that football on second down, not first. You need to throw. You want to run the football, throw it to your running back out of the backfield in the very short, controlled passing game.
Well, is there a prop bet out there, Harry, and everybody else, that they're going to run the ball on first down? Because this friggin' team, all they do is run the ball on first down. I'm about to bet. I'll bet $500 in the house that they're going to run the ball on freaking first down, and they're going to get 1 or 2 yards.
Tampa's going to have success on offense because Cincinnati's defense is not as good as what people think. They're not as bad as what. Hold on, they're not as bad as Minnesota. But this team does have a problem. They do have a problem with one thing. They have a problem with stopping the run.
Yeah.
And I have a funny feeling Tampa's going to exploit this. This is not the San Francisco defense. And let me tell you something else. This does not mean that Tampa Bay is going to the Super Bowl. This is a must-win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are at home. They have Cube TB12 up under center. I've given everybody that golden path about me downing them 224 points. That was then. This is now. If that man wants to continue his legacy, he needs to put his crap back together today and make it happen. We're done. We ain't talking about it.
Hold on. Going back to Fat Mike's point with basically.
He said we're done, Peter.
Evans having a big game. This should be the big game, right? I mean, and it could have been different last week if you don't pick up that stupid penalty by Donovan Smith wiping off that 66-yard touchdown, because that ties the game up. And that's been.
Stop making excuses.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of excuses with this football team.
But that has been what the team is. It did
Peter, do you have luggage for his Legos for the post game? Because apparently
that suitcase ready for him, because he's either going to come back, not play for the Bucks, or retire.
Listen, they're not doing anything. They're not getting the playoff.
Guys, we got a call. Stand by.
Super Bowl.
Guys, got a call. Stand by. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, stand by. I kind of lost you there for a second.
Yeah, you got a little bit of.
Are you still there, caller?
Yes.
Hey, how are you? Can everybody hear him?
Yes.
I know who this is. This is Bill from Savannah.
There you go.
That's it.
Hey, Bill, how are you? What's on your mind, bud?
What are the projections for the Bears game today?
We're going to be talking about that here really shortly. Is it the Bears or is it the Bears?
The Bears.
The Bears.
Bears, the 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 Bears.
I wish.
The Bears.
I mean, hold on. Fat Mike looks like he's in cardiac arrest with the songs going on. I wish people could see
One too
this.
many cigarettes.
What's going on with the Bears? Bill, that's a great question. The Bears are going to be at home. You got Justin Fields. You got an offensive line that's a top 10 rated in the National Football League. Let me go ahead and repeat that. They're a top 10 offensive line in the National Football League, but everybody knows they got a really bad offensive line, but it's a lot easier to run block than it is to pass block. Wide receivers, they're going to be without their star wide receiver, and who is that?
Chase Claypool.
He's not going to be in the game today. Running game's supposed to be good. Khalil Herbert's supposed to be coming back this week. If not, it'll be next week. But the glaring question, Bill, is this. How good is Justin Fields going to be? And does he set the record by another rushing touchdown?
Yes.
You think so, huh?
I do.
I'm going to give that pick out by the end of the show, because we always talk about the Chicago Bears last. I got another call coming in. Go ahead and use your second call in just a few minutes. Okay, Bill?
Yep.
Thank you. Welcome to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek, along with Fat Mike, the Sports Web's Peter Blake, and one of the goofballs, Drew. Who's on the call?
It's Ed from Palm Harbor.
Oh, Ed!
And Palm Harbor.
Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
How
more
many
time. I'm
ships in
sorry.
your harbor?
Knock the cop in the
Peter's
hopper.
playing with his little toys. What
Peter.
were you asking, Ed? I'm
Peter's
sorry.
playing with his little Peter.
On this game? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's my game of the week. The Bucks are actually going to win this game. Everything's
Come on,
against
you
them.
know what?
Peter's playing with his little
100% of the
Peter.
time I normally agree with you.
Put your Peter away, Peter.
The injuries to the defense.
Mhm.
I'm not sure I see this happening, dude.
Well, there's a reason why it's a 3.5 point underdog. Okay, because if you put this team on a neutral field, what do you think this line should be? Honestly, on a neutral field, what do you think at these 2 points given time? And I'm asking you, Ed, do you think Cincinnati be over a touchdown favorite? Because I do.
Well, I think that they are. I think the Bucks should
How
be
about you?
more of an underdog than they are because I just don't see them in this game with their defense the way it is. I just don't see it.
This guy.
I just don't.
Mike died.
If the defense was healthier, I would say yeah, but they're not even gonna have their full strength on the line, man. They're gonna be playing. Vega's out for this game, and two of the. Why are you guys all laughing?
No, because we're giving Mike shock treatments. Watch. Here we go. Hang on. Here you go. Because you sound shocked. I'm warming the paddles. I'm going into Mike's chest. Here we go. There he goes.
Harry just wanted to rub the stuff on his nipples.
Your boobs are nice, Mike.
Did he say why you guys being assholes?
Yeah. No, he wouldn't say that's Eddie. Never call us an asshole. No, I'm gonna give you the reason why, and everybody's gonna kind of make sense with this. Does anybody on this panel, including the caller, think that the Buccaneers are going to win? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So how enticing do you think they made this game for the bettors? That Cincinnati's only a 3.5 point favorite. And let me finish. After the debacle that the Bucks put on in San Francisco, after the debacle in the previous week, this team's supposed to get blown out, right? You got the high-flying Cincinnati Bengals coming to town. Everybody's shaking their head, yes, including you, right, Ed? So I'm going to ask you this question again. Why is the game only 3.5 points? Because the smart money's going to Tampa. Forget about what I read. It's because it's called a trap game, Ed. They may not win, but they're going to cover the 3.5 points. But I will tell you one thing, Ed. The game's definitely going to go over. I can promise you that. That game is going to go over.
A lot more scoring out of the Bucks than last week.
Yeah, they're going to finally hit their 30-point mark this year.
Well, I think you can score more than 7 points. I mean,
one more time, Peter.
No, I said I think you could score more than 7 points at this point.
Peter, go ahead and talk again.
I said I think you can score more than 7 points at this juncture. I mean, if that's the goal for this team, then we got big-time problems. Remember, they have Chris Godwin, they have Mike Evans, they have Cade Otton, they have Leonard Fournette, they have Rashard White, and they have Tom Brady. They should be scoring more than 7 points. They should be scoring more than 18 points a game.
Yeah, well, I got to have to agree with it. Ed, that's why I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win today, because they're trying to trap you into betting with an unrealistic line. Because if Cincinnati was that much better, this team would be a 6 to a 6.5 point favorite. The end. That's the only reason why. And the other reason why is this. I can count 7 reasons why that man needs to protect his legacy.
Yeah.
7 reasons. And those are called Super Bowl rings.
That's it.
Well,
I got 43 reasons why I have 44 reasons why the Bucks are going to lose this game.
So, I mean, they probably will. I mean, it's going to, in my opinion, it's going to be really hard for them to miss the playoffs. They're probably going to have to beat Carolina, though. But they're going to have to win their 2 remaining division games. But to do it, but I think they got that in. I think they got that in. I don't think they got it in to beat Cincinnati. And I pretty much called it last week that they were probably going to get blown out by the 49ers.
And I had it just the other way around. That's where I picked so bad. I mean, I picked like I had a dart in my hand going, oh, San Francisco or Tampa. Oh, game of the week, Tampa.
Can we just all agree that the Bucks have a better chance, and Tom Brady's a better chance of asking Peter what aisle the tidy bowl is on in his job than going to the Super Bowl?
Oh my God!
This guy sucks.
And I'm going to call it right now. I know you don't want to talk about this right now, but Tom's going to be back next year. He's going to be a Buck next year.
I don't think so. That's for a different conversation.
Giselle has a better chance of coming back.
Yeah, Giselle has a better chance of coming back.
Is he going to retire or he's going to be a Buck?
How about them Bucks, baby?
All right, easy.
Thank you so much, man. You can call back into the show. Appreciate it. Ed, it's always a pleasure when you call in. I love when he brings that knowledge. Ed from Palm Harbor. Back to the comments. Pig Dog. Hey, Pig Dog. What's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in. Harry, do you think Zach Wilson gets it right against a porous Lions secondary, or is Zach toast?
He prefers Cougars to Lions.
There you go. He prefers Cougars to Lions.
Let's go on.
That's a good one. I do like it. Yes, I do. I do think Zach Wilson gets it right today. The Lions are an up-and-coming team. Listen, this is a must-win for both games. For the reasons that I talked about earlier in the show, you might want to go ahead and pick it out, but I did like the Jets minus the 1 because of that reason. Scott says Brady should move much better today. His wife took half his money.
She got more than him.
Shut up!
From what I understand, she really likes Taekwondo as well.
Ooh.
I would let her karate chop me in the balls just to hear her fart over a walkie-talkie.
Troy Palomalo says, Big Mike, can I call you later? I also had a vision.
You can call me anytime, baby.
Call me now.
Scott Taylor says Fat Mike shouldn't be driving.
Why? I don't understand why.
That was tea in the cup. That was not alcohol, folks.
No, it's alcohol.
Breaker 19.
The keys are out of the ignition.
There's a drunk guy on Harlem Avenue at 118th South.
Yeah, no, guys, it's alcohol. I gotta spend time with the other half's family today. I got to get it in before I get there.
I understand. Ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead and share the show. This is how we do grow it organically. Thanks for tuning in to 1252 Sports all the time. We are not signing off the air. Hit the like button and tell your friends about us. But guys, for those reasons are why I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. Not because they're a better football team, because they're going to try to play with some heart. Plus, they have to win this game. We've already talked about the Cincinnati game. We've already talked about the Jets game. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about a real good game here. How about the Raiders taking on the teacher with the New England Patriots? The Raiders are -2. They're 2-point favorites against New England at home. The teacher faces his former pupil, and while Bill Belichick is better coach, I believe Josh McDaniels has the better roster. I just want you to hear this. This New England team has caught a lot of breaks to linger in the playoff picture. Their 7 wins have only come against one true starting quarterback, and that was Jared Goff.
Hold on. What's Peter laughing at about down there in the corner?
I don't know.
I think he's laughing about the fact we just saved your life and you lit up another cigarette.
The other quarterbacks were Mitchell Trubisky. They were Mitchell Trubisky, Jacoby Brissett, Colt McCoy, Wilson twice. Clear. There he goes. Smoke a cigarette. So anyway, their 7 wins have come against one true starting quarterback, which was Jared Goff. The other quarterbacks were Mitchell Trubisky, Jacoby Brissett, Colt McCoy, Wilson twice. New England's defense is solid, but the Raiders' offense should be too much for the anemic Pats' offense to match. Mike, you like the Raiders? Or do you like the Patriots? Or the Raiders are favorite?
I'm going to go with what you always say. I don't like this game at all. This game's a trap game for me. I don't like the Patriots or the Raiders. The Raiders have whipped my ass all year long. Games they should have won, they've lost. Games they've lost, they should have won. I'm going to El Paso with this game
Texas,
all
baby.
day long.
Fat Mike just went to Texas. Peter.
he just went to hell.
What?
He went to cardiac arrest.
Yeah, I went to a quadruple bypass, but now I'm back.
I'm gonna go El Paso on this game. I'm sorry.
Are you going to El Paso? Seriously?
Oh my gosh.
Bro, you've been picking so well. You've been.
Oh, yeah. Let's do something weird.
How about new? Oh my God! Who the hell? Hey,
Let's get
As this
weird,
show
everybody.
has just come off the
It's
rails.
all about family.
Oh, yeah.
Art can't take this song anymore. Oh my God.
Oh, Mike. Oh, God.
We got moves.
We got moves.
Where's my bro? Not a bra, bro.
Here's your bra. There he is.
Oh my God. Oh.
Did I ruin the show again?
No,
It's about
you
to
didn't
pee
ruin the
his
show.
pants here. We got Home Depot needs to clean up on aisle 7.
Peter,
Clean up
I
aisle
thought
7.
someone screwed the blush out of you years ago.
Home Depot needs to clean up in aisle pants.
His face is brighter than his shirt.
Back to the comments. Scott, do you think Baker Mayfield has another miracle for him? We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Troy Palomalo says, where does Big Mike live? I will send you some if Tampa's finest cigars.
How about new?
Ooh. Southside Chicago, buddy. I'd love him.
There's only one side, baby. Even though he's a North Side fan, he's a South Side hater. Just letting everybody know. Scott Thayer says, Fat Mike just needs a sandwich for the trifecta.
Need some portillos.
Yeah. Yep.
Flawless victory.
Beef sandwich combo, extra cheese, extra dip. Make it baptized. Okay. Bears.
Mike,
Make it baptized.
hang on. You've been baptized. Peter,
Yes.
what do you like in this game? The Raiders -2 or Patriots +2?
I'm going to go to El Paso on this game. I have no idea who to pick, and I'm not going to bet on it.
I can't believe y'all going to Texas left and right here. What's the one issue the Patriots have on offense? It's the passing offense. They can run the ball. The Raiders are literally the worst passing defense in the entire league. This is a fix-it game for them. Patriots all day long.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. And I was going to go to Texas on there, but I got to agree with my boy from one of the giant goofballs himself. Going to have to say it. The Greek's going to give you a small play here.
Sucks.
And if it loses, you can go ahead and blame this guy right here.
All right, I take the blame at work. I take the blame at home. It's okay. I'm used to it.
It's always your fault, Drew.
Exactly.
All righty. Want to talk Bears? Nope.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Not
Bears.
yet. Dallas at Jacksonville.
Whoa.
Drew.
Ooh.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
Very similar situation. Hold on. Cincinnati's 3.5 points at Tampa. Dallas is only a 4-point favorite at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please tell me why Dallas is in a cinch in this game. Or are they, Drew?
Well, I think the obvious reasons why they're not considered a cinch in this game is because of the fact they barely beat the Texans last week. I mean, they just about made 75% of America very happy because, let's be honest, there's more Cowboy haters than fans probably really in America.
And
But-
Peter, who did the Greek have last week?
You actually said that the Cowboys would have not one, not two, but 3 turnovers. And sure enough, you are a football prophet, my friend, because that's exactly what the Cowboys had. And the problem is the reason why they're not favored more in this game is because Dak Prescott is known to throw some interceptions and give this Jaguar team a chance. And then furthermore, the progression, if you will, of Trevor Lawrence, he started to play like a number 1 overall pick. Jacksonville is starting to get it together. I would still take the Cowboys in this game, but it'll be closer than you think.
Drew, who do you like?
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys to win it, but I do think the Jags will cover the spread. So
Wow, they're going to cover the 3 points. Fat Mike?
This is another one of those tough games. Jacksonville's offense has been on a heater lately. Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to come into his own a little bit, but I think the Cowboys win this game outright. I think the Cowboys win this game by 10, maybe even more.
Wow. The Greek's going to tell you take Dallas, lay the 4 points in this game. Don't like too many road favorites. Never have, never will be. I just think Dallas has to get some of that poo-poo off their face from what happened last week. Talking about a quarterback that's trying to revitalize his career, Fat Mike's favorite, Mitchell Trubisky led Pittsburgh Steelers
Fuck that
versus
guy.
the Carolina Panthers. And Carolina is a 2.5 point favorite. Leave your personal feelings aside. Do you like Pittsburgh catching the 2.5 on the road, or do you think Carolina covers the 2.5? And I'll give you another one. 37 is the over and under in the game. Pete.
Yeah, I definitely bet the under in this, and I go with the Carolina Panthers. That I don't know why you're taking the Pittsburgh Steelers at this point. I mean, unless the rookie quarterback is starting. If Money Mitch is starting, then this is all I have to say.
This guy sucks.
That's enough. Andrew.
I want Troy Polamalu to call in and tell us about the game, what he thinks about it. I'm just saying that right off the bat here. But, I mean, I got the Panthers to win it. I mean, Mitch Trubisky last week, 3 interceptions coming in relief. The Panthers have been a hot team really ever since they fired the horrible coach they had to start the year. Steve Wilkes deserves a shot at this team long term. I think the way he's got everything going. And Sam Darnold should basically been the ultimate game manager since he started playing again too. So I definitely got the Panthers to win all day long.
And real quick, according to various reports here, Mike Tomlin could be on his way to the Carolina Panthers because there is some connections in that organization. So Mike Tomlin to the Carolina Panthers. And if I'm the Panthers, I make that trade all day long. I don't know what the Steelers are thinking because Tomlin gets the best out of the players, even with the down year, even with all the injuries they've had to TJ Watt and not knowing who the quarterback is. So to me, if the Steelers make that trade, you better be giving me 2 first-round picks for Tomlin.
It ain't happening. I'm telling you right now. This is only becoming a news thing because of the fact these two teams are playing this week. That's it. They're trying to drum up interest in a game that most people don't care too much about. Let's be honest here. The Steelers have had I think 3 head coaches now in the last 50 years, it feels like.
Gentlemen,
they don't get rid of coaches.
As he holds up 4 fingers. I like that.
Chuck Noll.
Listen, I went to a Jersey public school. Okay, it happens.
I know.
Chuck Noll,
just about as good as Chicago's.
And Mike Tomlin. Those are your coaches at the end of the day. It's amazing.
I'm sorry. I'm drinking with Fat Mike here.
Fat Mike.
Irish coffee.
I don't count Mike Tomlin in any game, but I hate Mitchell Trubisky so much that I'm going to roll with the Panthers on this game. I cannot stand Mitch Trubisky. I watched this guy for 2 seasons out here in Chicago, and he stinks. Mitch Trubisky stinks. I'm taking the Panthers.
Mitchell Trubisky rarely had 2 bad games in a row. Andrew's
he
correct.
Stinks, Harry. He stinks.
I wish I had Mike North on the show with me right now.
I don't, because I tell him the same fucking thing. You guys are fucking Trubisky homers, I tell you.
I'm not being a Trubisky homer, but I'm just giving people something to think about.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. Typical Chicago guy doesn't even pronounce his name right. Mitchell Trubinsky. Guy's real good. Trubinsky's real good, you know?
Oh, my God. Who the hell?
The guy, he's a Pro Bowler, you know? Don't you know?
Got a better shot of being a professional bowler than a pro bowler.
Yeah. He's got a better shot of being a top plumber.
If he does become a plumber,
Greek give a pick here, guys. Let the Greek give you a pick here. Look for
now I'm getting pissed off. Why did we have to bring Mitch Trubisky into this fucking conversation? Now I'm getting all pissed off.
Don't worry, Mike. We got a game coming up that you're really gonna like.
Now I'm fucking pissed.
I'll break out the paddles again.
This show has gone off the rails again. Anyway, the Greek's going to tell you, look for a rebound game for Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers. However, do not bet this game. Watch the first half. This may be a good play for the second half. If Mitch looks like he has it together and the game is relatively close by halftime, you're going to be catching points anyway in Pittsburgh. If not, you take the home team and you take Sam Darnold. You take that really good defense. You take the home team who's got that momentum going. Who, by the way, if they win this game,
they're in first place in the NFC South.
Yep, that's all I'm going to say. On to the next game, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have ever thought that the Kansas City Chiefs are only a 14.5-point favorite at Houston? When Houston was catching, hold on, and they were catching 17.5 last week against Dallas. That's because Houston took Dallas to the end. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this game, if Houston didn't play as good as they did against Dallas, this game would have been over 22 points. Just think about that. This is going to be a very short conversation. Houston's not going to generate 3 turnovers on Kansas City. Kansas City's going to play very close to the vest. Kansas City's going to jump out to a very early lead in this game. I don't ever normally give out 14.5-point favorites on the road, but I'm going to fall into the trap. We don't need to talk about this game too much. Take Kansas City, lay the 14.5. Any comment, Mike?
No.
Okay,
no.
you're in the back room. How about you?
Yeah, I got to disagree on this one here. I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I think the big thing is that both defenses have trouble stopping the run. Both teams have running backs who have done well the last few weeks. I think it's going to just eat the clock up enough where the Chiefs won't do that kind of scoring to go ahead and blow them out like that. Keep in mind, the reason the spread was bigger against the Cowboys because the Cowboys, as I mentioned last week, have a tendency to want to embarrass opponents. The Chiefs haven't done that this year.
No, I get that point, but I will tell you this. Kansas City's going to give up a lot of passing yards in this game because of the fact that they're going to jump out to a 14-0 lead, probably with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Probably even sooner than that. That's how quick Kansas City's going to score on them, and then they're going to go to a running game. Fat Mike?
I'm watching all the geese here. They're going all crazy. Kansas,
Is it a
Kansas
goose
City,
or a geese?
Yeah, Goose Island.
Geese. This isn't even
Mike, you should take your camera and show the people what geese look like and actually go up and go try to pet one because they're friendly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They're
way out there. They're way out there. They're fine. But no, this game's going to be a massacre. KC should just absolutely run it up on them. It's not even going to be a game. I'm going to take KC and the points. Let's go.
Fat Mike. Peter.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew has
Fat Mike. Peter.
Yeah,
Fat Peter
and Fat Peter.
Yeah,
exactly.
Home Depot.
There you go. Exactly. Andrew has a great point at the end of the day with the running game. Although Pierce is not going to be in this game, he went to the IR. So look on the other side there. Pacheco should have a big game. For me, it's easy. Bet all day long on the Kansas City Chiefs in a blowout.
Perfect. Back to the comments. Brandon Virgil's laughing out loud because he's seeing that comment that Fat Mike just needs a sandwich for the trifecta.
Sucks.
Roger Shoe, Pete's wearing a onesie.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I know that, but no, I don't even have a onesie. But you do, Roger. And, of course.
This guy sucks.
There you go, Roger.
Scott Thaler says, Drew looks like Jason on SEAL Team. Thank you for your service, sir.
Well, that's
Yes!
I will just say this real quick because I don't want to be any stolen valor kind of thing. I did not serve in the military. The only SEALs I've been around is at the Florida Aquarium. So, don't thank anybody I actually did serve. But seriously, I have a lot of respect for veterans. So,
Boom, shakalaka.
All he needs is an Eagle jersey.
oh, no way in hell.
Not Eagles, Eagle.
Nope.
It's a military thing.
Yeah.
Christopher Cole wants to switch it up a little bit. How about the Cubs' new shortstop, Mike?
Dansby, I like it. I like it a lot. Dansby Swanson coming to the Chicago Cubs. 7 years, $177 million. Exactly what the Cubs need. Now they need a first baseman that can switch off between DH and first. They're still going to stink, but I like the signing of Dansby Swanson.
Thanks for the question, Christopher. Scott Thaler says, Mahomes threw, 3 picks last game? Kansas City just needs to control the clock and no errant throws. I'm going to agree with that. You're going to see a lot more conservative offense. However, with that being said, they're going to throw the ball in the beginning quick and often to try to get that up-tempo because once they put them away, they're going to put their foot on their throats. That's just my opinion. We're going to go on to the next game. Atlanta at New Orleans. Atlanta.
I fucking hate this game.
Hang on. This is a game to bet, Mike. There's no Mariota in this game. They're starting a rookie quarterback. New Orleans has got a little bit of momentum going. They're at home. They're only 4-point favorites. And I got to tell you, man, I like New Orleans minus the 4 points in this game. I really do. And the total's 44 points. And I also like the under. Seriously, like the under. Peter, what do you think?
Yeah, rookie quarterback at the end of the day. You know what that means. Scaled down playbook. Bet the under, and I like the New Orleans Saints to win this game.
Andrew.
Yeah, I go El Paso all day long with this because it's a rookie quarterback. We have no clue what he's going to do. But we got to talk also about what's going on with Mariota in general, where he just basically left the team high and dry. I mean, I know his wife had a child. He left for that. By all means, go be there with your wife. But then they put him on the IR from some mysterious lingering knee injury because he just left the team entirely, won't come back.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Fat Mike?
I'm on the same page with Drew here. This game sucks. I don't like this game at all. This game sucks. This game literally is possibly the shit show game of the week, and I wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Fuck this game. I'm going to El Paso.
This is the Lewinsky of the week, huh?
Yeah.
You know,
this game sucks.
This game is actually a really good betting game. Take New Orleans minus the 4. You can play the under if you're more comfortable with that. You can even make a small parlay. New Orleans and under. I'm not a big advocate of making parlays, but this game I kind of am.
Whoa, there's a jewel right there. Maybe I will bet that.
Yep. I actually kind of like it. Scott Taylor says Mahomes threw. Oh, he already read that. Edward Gross says, hey, why is that Mike always outside in his car? Well, because he runs a whorehouse and he does everything by hand.
Yeah.
Edward
I gotta get away from the fucking wife.
I'm really worried about Mike's health. Scott Taylor says his lady made him go outside because he's farting so much.
Yeah. Guys, you guys don't know my life, okay? You guys don't know my life. I gotta do this because the dogs fucking bark every 2 seconds. I'm a gassy fat bastard. I don't know what to tell you. I gotta do my thing. But no, seriously, I don't know. I just like sitting in my car, I guess. I don't know.
He loves sitting in his car. Troy Polamalu says, Harry, what's a parlay?
Jesus Christ, Troy Polamalu, are you shitting me?
It's that yogurt cup where they put fruit and granola in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a parlay.
Get one at McDonald's for $1.99. Get one at McDonald's for $1.99. They're delicious.
Peter, I got a question for you. Do you remember some time back, and I haven't heard from this guy in a long time, when every time that New Orleans would play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was the guy that looked like he was from Deliverance with a jagged tooth in the front of his mouth, sitting on the couch with his ugly sister?
Yes.
You remember that guy?
Yes.
Oh, I remember that fucking creep. What happened to that guy?
I don't know, man, but he was awesome. I mean, I just wish he would. I mean, I implored him and I baited him one time, Mike, to come on to the
his
show.
Wife's sister.
Yeah,
his wife's sister.
Bro, seriously, I had him on the show, and I was like, "Do me a favor, can you take your camera and show me what's on the other end of the couch?"
He showed you his dick and balls.
Bro,
this guy sucks.
I wish we could pull up one of the old shows, Peter, cut it, and then bring it in just to show it, because I'll tell you what, he actually had some pretty decent knowledge. He was a guy that was from Southern Jersey, lived in Philadelphia, but he was growing up right in the bayou in New Orleans. Right or wrong, Pete?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think he had more valid points than he had teeth in his mouth.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, definitely more valid points than teeth.
Christopher Cole says, start Wilson. Tony Williams, waiting for the poo-poo or popo. I'm sorry, waiting for the popo to bang on Fat Mike's car's windows.
You don't have to worry about that, Tony. I'm friends with all the cops out here. Cheers.
Is that Fireball?
That is.
Oh,
I recognize that anywhere.
Okay.
I guess it's 4 o'clock
the
somewhere.
cinnamon challenge over here. The cinnamon challenge.
All right, so we covered the Atlanta-New Orleans game. Let's talk about the Giants at Washington. He's back.
Now over the legal limit.
Scott
for the last hour there, Scott.
Is now over the legal limit. No, he's just gotten started, ladies.
For the last hour there, pal. Wait, I'm just getting going, baby. I'm in the. Guess where I'm going after this? The liquor store.
Oh, no.
Mike, Giants at the Washington, whatever their name is this week. Washington's 4-point favorite. Just a couple of weeks ago, that was a tie ball game. Get this, it's 40.5. I'd love to know what the weather is up in over in Washington. This is a very intriguing game. The tides have completely switched. Right now, Washington's got that momentum. They are the dark horse, in my opinion, in that league. In that division, not to win it necessarily, but to try to make a playoff run. Mike, I'm going to start with you. Who do you like? You like the Giants getting the 4 or Washington minus the 4? Do you like over or under 40.5? Go.
I like the over of the 40.5, and I like the Washington. I like Washington. Giants have been struggling the last couple of weeks, and Washington's been really, really doing their thing. The running back situation out in Washington kind of concerns me, whether it be Antonio Gibson or Brian Robinson Jr., right? Both those guys have been awesome. A little more of Antonio Gibson in the passing game, but they've been putting it together. Scary Terry is still one of those guys where you have to look out for. You have to make sure that he's accounted for, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And the Giants' defense has been really good, but kind of struggling against the run here. Saquon Barkley back this week after a weird mishap last week. He was questionable, but for some reason, Washington is one of my. They're a dark horse pick of mine, just like I know they're one of yours, Harry. They're a good team, and they could really, really fuck some things up.
I'd have to agree with that. Fat Mike. No, I'm sorry, Pete. I'm going same.
Fat Mike, the tiny shirt.
Listen, they started out 0-4. They're running the table right now. They have all the momentum, and just a couple weeks ago, they had a tie with. I think they get over the top today. I like Washington in this game.
That's a pretty good pick, Andrew.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Obviously, I did a lot of work on this game here, being that I do the Giants podcast as well, and I got a chance to talk this week to both Bram Weinstein, the former ESPN Sports Center anchor, who does now the play-by-play for the Commanders, and also Anthony Armstrong, the former wide receiver for them back when they were the Redskins. Both those guys had the same sentiments that they thought they should have won the first game, and the refs cost them the game. And it's funny because the Giants fans also think they should have won that game, and the ref cost them the game. So these are two very evenly matched teams here for the most part because they're very similar. The difference is the Commanders are the hot team right now. The Giants are horrible the last month or so. Ever since that Jacksonville game, they haven't been the same. I don't know if I cursed them by going to the game or what the deal is here, but the only chance that the Giants have is this Saquon is the old Saquon, and he doesn't play like he has played over the last month. And if it's based on that 100%. And I'm going to say that based on how he's played that last month, the Giants are going to lose the game, and the Commanders will win, and the Commanders will get in the playoffs as a result.
Question is this: do the Giants cover the 4? Or does Washington cover the 4?
No, I think the Commanders will win that well. If you look at toward the stretch, towards the end of that game, they realize that the Giants can only cover one receiver at a time, and they have two decent receivers. Obviously, McLaurin's very good, but Samuel also is a decent receiver. So you can't cover both. So they're going to figure out which one is not being covered by Fabian Moreau, and they're going to go ahead and go after that guy left and right.
Great points, man. Great points. Love when you bring that knowledge. I'm going to go ahead.
And I definitely want to say something too, really quick on that.
Sure.
The Redskins wide receiver Curtis Samuel. What a resurgence from that guy, going from Carolina to Washington, following Chico up there, following Ron Rivera to Washington. A guy that had all the characteristics of being a good wide receiver is now finally starting to come into his own a little bit up there in Washington. Curtis Samuel is a pretty solid player. He's a receiver that would be a starter on any team. He's a good player.
Yeah, great point. Washington's -4. Should I stay or should I go now? The over and under 40.5. I'm going to tell you the keys to this game. Don't count the Giants out yet. Not yet. They're not playing very good football. They're on the road. Andrew's correct. Both teams feel that the referees kind of screwed them, or from the fans' perspective. I don't know which way to think on this game, but I will tell you this much. 40.5, that's a magic number there, baby. Bet the over. The Giants are going to have success airing the ball out today. Let me repeat that. They're going to have success in the air today.
What?
Yeah.
Giants will score 24 points in this game. Bet the over in this game. Not saying the Giants are going to win, but bet the over in this game. That's what the Greek's going to give you. On to the next game. We got Arizona at Denver. Arizona, Colt McCoy's at quarterback. Kyler Murray, another blow in knee, said he's going to be okay for next year. I think the guy's in a lot of trouble. Denver's at home. They're -1.5. They're favorites. But get this, the total's 36.5. I'm going to come right out and say this. Go to Texas in this game. If you want to bet it, bet the second half, see what's happening in the first half. Andrew?
Yeah, I'm going to say I would definitely go with the Broncos in this game because in the end they both have backup quarterbacks in, and Denver definitely has a much better defense than Arizona does. So that's what it boils down to for me in the backup quarterback bowl here.
Fat Mike?
I hate this game. I don't like it. El Paso.
That was a great analogy from Fat Mike. Love it. How about it, Pete?
Yeah, there's a chance that Russell Wilson will play in this game, but I don't think it's going to happen. El Paso, both of these teams missing their starting quarterback today or tonight. I don't like the game at all.
Yeah, Russell Wilson is ruled out officially.
Ruled out? Okay.
Yep.
Well, there you go. I mean,
here's a real tough game. Tennessee at the Chargers.
Oof.
Chargers are -3. That means if the game was in Tennessee, it'd be a pick'em game. Let me repeat it. It said it would be a pick'em game. The over and under is 46.5. Fat Mike, what do you like?
Chargers all day and the points and the over. Chargers all day.
Pete?
Yeah, Chargers and the over. And Derrick Henry needs to show up today because I got him on my fantasy team. So hopefully he does because he has in the last 5 weeks. Been disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing the Chargers as well. I mean, the big thing is if Derrick Henry can repeat what he did last week minus the fumbles, because prior to last week when he, finally did something decent, did 7.1 yards per carry against the Jags last week there, he had, 2.7, 2.2, 3.1, and 2.8 yards per carry the last few games there. That's pitiful. That's nothing like what he usually does.
Yep.
Not only that, but the Tennessee Titans, their offensive line is banged up. Their defensive line, they have no pass rush right now. And their secondary, just like the last 3 years, is absolute ass. So I'm definitely taking the Chargers on this one. Keenan Allen is back for the Chargers. You got Mike Williams going. You got a healthy Austin Eckler back there.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers win this game outright and the points.
Tennessee 7-6. They've scored 241 points and they've given up 276. They're only a game above 500. The LA Chargers, they're also 7-6. However, they've scored 295 points only to give up 326, and they are a game over 500. So neither defense is really playing all that well. I think people are getting too enamored because you got Bosa on one side and you got Khalil Mack on the other. They could play a little bit better, especially when they're going to be facing a team that they know they're going to be one-dimensional as running the football.
Yep.
So could that really, give this defense a little shot in the ass and say, hey, we might be able to contain this team? The total's 46.5 points, guys.
I'm taking the over on that.
Let's take the over on that.
Over all day long.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Harry's pounding the under.
You bet the under in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Do not bet the over in this game.
Either he's making a request.
No, request, sir. The under. Go ahead and bet the under.
This guy sucks.
Whoa.
I
like that one. All right, guys. Monday Night Football.
Oh, God.
The Rams are at the Packers.
Wow.
Green Bay sucks.
Green Bay sucks.
All right. Scott Thaler says, Fat Mike, be careful. Don't accidentally drink from your piss
You're
bottle.
not my mother, Scott. Shut up.
The Rams are in Green Bay. Man, oh man.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
What else can you say? I'm going to give everybody the keys to this game.
Don't watch it.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. Green Bay's a 7-point favorite for a reason. When the Rams won their last game, it was a lot easier for Baker Mayfield to make the throws that he made. And I'm going to explain why. He didn't really know the playbook. He was thrown to a spot, and it played a lot better. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to explain to you some of the details of what I noticed. The defense that played against Baker played a lot of man-up coverage, and they were blitzing an awful lot. And they weren't respecting the passing game. So does that make Baker a hero? No, it just makes Baker smart because he was thrown to a coverage and he was trusting the wide receivers to go ahead and come down with the plays. In this game against Green Bay, it's going to be a little bit different because Green Bay doesn't play as much man coverage. They do like to play the zone, and they do a lot of disguising. So if they're running safeties over the top and they're dropping their linebackers in the coverage, you can't throw to a spot because those receivers are going to be getting knocked off the ball. They're not going to be going up against one-ups. This is another game the Greek's going to tell you to please go to Texas on, primarily because it's Green Bay.
Wow, 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 wow.
Green Bay sucks. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to give this game out. I'm kind of leaning toward Green Bay just because of that reason, because their defense is going to play a lot different. You can't play man up on a quarterback that knows how to beat you. I don't care, especially when that's got an arm like that. Fat Mike, you got an opinion?
This is a tough game. The Rams, Baker Mayfield comes in last week, has less than 48 hours with the Rams.
36, but who's counting?
Gets a nice win, a win that the Rams definitely did need. But I'm like you on this one, man. I'm leaning more towards the Packers on this one. With the way the struggles of the Rams have been all year, they're kind of on that hangover of the Super Bowl. They're still kind of doing their thing.
Look, man, they needed to cease to part ways.
Yeah,
Moses to walk through just to win the game the way they did.
You know,
the
Allen
bottom
Robinson,
line is they won.
Allen Robinson hasn't been doing his thing. Cooper Kupp still hurt, I think. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's out.
Yes.
All right. I mean, you know, the running back situation out there has been abysmal all year long. No Aaron Donald this game. He has been ruled out. I'm taking the Packers in this game. What's the spread on this?
-7, and the total's 39.5.
I'll take the over. I'll take the over in this for sure, because both defenses fucking stink.
Well, I got to tell you, Mike, I'm not going to condone that bet on the over, and I'm going to tell you why, because I've always preached it, and I haven't really told you this. Anytime you see a total that's under 40, it's got to be 39.5 and lower. They're trying to get you to bet the over. If you cannot bet under, don't bet the game. I don't care if it goes over, because honestly, almost 90% of the times, Mike, anything below the number 40, the games are always under. I'm not kidding you. So
Okay.
if you can't come to bet the under, because that's what Vegas wants you to do. They want you to bet the over. And who knows? Green Bay may end up putting up 35 points on this team. And, you know, and Aaron Rodgers is going to look like his old self from before when he had Devontae Adams there and everybody else. I just don't see it happening that way, because as everybody alluded to, not even alluded, I mean, the Rams defense right now is a shell of what it was. But
let's
be real.
hear all the geese.
I hear the geese.
The geese. I hear the geese too. Yeah.
He's on Goose Island. I told you. He's on Goose Island.
They are loud. Take your camera. I want to see those. I'm going to go full screen on you.
No.
Go, get out
They're
there.
flying by. They're flying by.
They're flying by.
It's a flyby.
These are mean, man.
We want to
Bastards.
see you stand up, Mike. Bloop. Clear.
Oh, man.
I'm back.
Mayfields is going to replace Tom Brady. That's
I don't know
funny.
about that. Yeah.
Cam Akers gets over 200 yards. Could.
Yeah, okay.
Packers have a terrible run defense that will open up the passing game.
I'm pretty sure Cam Akers can't spell the word 2 or 100
Well,
or yards.
he keeps on putting the ball on the ground. That's the problem with Cam Akers.
Right.
And then on
You
top
want to talk about someone putting the ball on the ground? How about Josh Allen, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Seriously, this is pretty bad. I mean, it's not even close. This guy's turning the ball over more than anybody in football, and it's not even close.
Still
But going
makes
back to the Packer game, Peter, do you like anything there?
No, El Paso on it.
Drew?
Yeah, I mean, I think Scott's comments are correct, except for the fact that I don't think he's going to get 200 yards, and that's the problem. The way to beat Green Bay is to run the ball. They give up 5 yards per carry to running backs in the season there.
Great point.
So, but the issue is, here's the thing. What is everybody? I want to hear from everybody real quick before I give this stat out that I think is kind of interesting. What does everybody think is going to be the amount of points the Rams will score against the Packers?
I said 24.
Wow.
Okay.
You say that 24, Mike?
Yep.
What do you guys got?
17.
What do you got, Harry?
You ready?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
So here's the stat for you. Christian Watson, last 4 games, 8 touchdowns.
Yes,
Yes.
he has. He's
But
scored a
the
ton of
matchup
touchdowns.
to watch for is Watson versus Jalen Ramsey, and then who's going to step up for the Packers after that? So,
And again, this is Christian Watson, not Randy Watson.
Randy Watson.
Or Deshaun Watson.
Oh no!
We went a whole episode without talking about him. Whole episode.
This guy sucks.
Coming to the stage, Mr. Randy.
The high-flying
Randy
Eagles,
Watson.
the high-flying Philadelphia Eagles, 9-point favorites, totals 48 points, are invading the Chicago Bears, right up there in Soldier Field in downtown Chicago, also
Did you
known
say
as
Chicago? Hold
the
on.
South Side of
Chicago.
the Mendoza line. Oh, God. This matchup presents a classic look ahead of a spot for Philly, which travels to Dallas next week for a high-profile game that already has seen some trash talking. I do think there will be something said about the human element, and it would certainly make sense if the Eagles are not entirely focused on the Chicago Bears. I lean toward the Bears plus the 9 points for that reason, but I prefer the over. I think Justin Fields would generate enough offense, and the Bears defense is the fourth worst in efficiency. Get this, guys. 7 straight games have gone over for a reason. Andrew?
Yeah, and this is the over is definitely the huge bet to make on this one here. And I think the interesting thing is that the Eagles, the big Achilles heel they have is against stopping the run from the quarterback position. They're giving up 6.8 yards per carry in the season of running backs. And you saw last week a little bit with Daniel Jones when they actually did it. Well, I don't know why they didn't do it more, but that's a whole other topic. It's going to create a big high scoring game, but the Eagles are just a much better team there.
Pete?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this quarterback matchup is between two young, good quarterbacks, one that could be an MVP this year, one that could be a future MVP, very similar in what they do with being mobile. But Jalen Hurts this year has learned how to be a quarterback, not only outside of the pocket, but from the pocket. High-scoring game, but I like the Eagles.
Fat Mike?
I like the Bears. I like the Bears in this game, and I'm going to give you the reasons why. The reasons why I think Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts both have nothing to prove. Justin Fields today, I think, rushes for a touchdown, throws for 2, has a pick. But Jalen Hurts on the other end, they got that division locked up. They're ready to go. They're not going to run him as much. They're going to make him throw. Even the Eagles' offensive coordinator is going to make him throw the ball and hand the ball off to Miles Sanders. They do not want Jalen Hurts hurt before the playoffs. That's why I'm taking the Bears today. I'm taking the Bears for the win. I'm taking the Bears money line on this game.
It's a strong bet. The Chicago Bears do get Jaquan Brisker back, and they get Kyler Gordon back. They're 2 top picks on defense from this year. It's going to help a lot for the secondary. The front 4, they're not going to get any pressure really up on them. They're just going to try to put some containment on their middle linebacker, the young kid they call Neck. What's his name?
Jack Sanborn, baby.
Yep, Mr. Sanborn, undrafted free agent coming out of the University of Wisconsin. I'll tell you what, if the kid continues to play like this this year, he might have actually found himself a starting spot, and that's what you call finding a diamond in the rough. Let's talk about the keys of the game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Stay healthy. That's the keys for the Philadelphia Eagles. They got to stay healthy. They're not going to really try to do anything, overboard. They're going to try to jump out to an early lead and try to backpedal a little bit, maybe throw in some other second string inside of there because they're trying to avoid the injuries. And that could be a problem. Because if a team wants to be truly respected, when you're playing a team like the Chicago Bears right now, you're supposed to be able to get out and put your foot on their throat and just say, you know what? We got the best record in the National Football League, and we're the best team, and we're going to go out there and prove it. Not too fast. They got Dallas next week, and they're kind of overlooking this team. Okay, and that's a sign of a team that's not as good as what they are. And you've got another quarterback that is going to run all over Philadelphia. Be very, very careful. I don't think Chicago's winning the game. Hoping they don't, because of the fact that I'd like to get that draft pick. Nothing personal.
Well, it's 2-9.
They will cover the 9 points. But the play here, and you don't ever bet against trends. Bet the over, because this game is going to go over. Chicago will score 24 to 28 points in this game. Mike, you were saying something. I'm sorry.
My hope for this game. As much as I think the Bears are going to win this game, I don't want them to win this game. All right, I'm being legit, because if they win this game, they go from the 2nd overall pick to the 9th overall pick that.
Wow.
Yep, that's pretty strong.
Robert Quinn playing in this game, by the way?
Robert Quinn doesn't play for the Bears. He plays for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, that's right. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, he's on the IR right now.
Well, there you go. I mean, and he hasn't shown up all year long, so it would have been a great matchup between Robert Quinn and the Bears, but he has been largely ineffective. And again, that's the big time key with this Eagles team all year long. They haven't been able to stop the run. Consequently, you got a running quarterback in a Justin Fields. So for me, betting the over seems like the most, intelligent thing to do in this matchup.
I got an important question.
You have to. Go ahead.
What's the over under and how many fireballs it took Fat Mike to pick the Bears to win outright?
It took me 8. It took me 8 fireballs.
Did you say Bears again?
First, we had no pulse. Oh no, we got more nipple again.
Showing you guys some titties.
Oh God.
The only titties allowed on this show are my titties.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I show up a minor peers.
This guy.
I love this show. This show's a great show.
Thank you. Alex Schomburg. Donovan Smith will get a holding call today off of Chris Godwin's touchdown. God. Scott Thaler says Eagles will pull their starters early to keep injuries from happening. Eagles still win. My sentiment exactly, to be honest with you.
By the way, is that a prop bet? Donovan Smith picks up another holding penalty to cost the Bucs a touchdown? It should be.
No, Pete.
I mean, how many times has he done it this year? 6 times, guys.
I have no idea. And by the way, in the 76th minute, Argentina is still winning 2-0 over Vive la France.
Holding on number 76, and that would be your favorite player there, Mr. Donovan Smith, Bucs fans.
Questions or comments from the panel? Fat Mike?
Mom? Hi.
Perfect. Tell everybody where they can see you from.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. This coming up week on 1252. Do not forget about Harry's show tomorrow, Fred's show tomorrow night. Hube's Views and Brews. We're going to be talking football, talking baseball, talking the whole 9. My show, Fat Mike Chicago Sports Show on Wednesday. Getting ready for Christmas and everything like that. We got a big slate of, oh my God, Jesus. We have a big slate of football coming up weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Guys, I'm sorry, I have laryngitis. It's killing me. But Merry Christmas to everybody. Harry, Peter, Drew.
It's got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I know. Harry, Peter, Drew, thank you guys so much.
Fireball and Marlboro, the cure for laryngitis.
Yeah.
Scott Taylor says, "Fat Mike is that a hard lemonade?"
No, I'm a grown ass man. I drink regular alcohol.
Yeah,
perfect. Mike, tell everybody where they can find you.
Guys, hop on 1252 Sports Entertainment, 1252 Sports Chicago. Find us all over the place. You guys can DM me and follow us. Fat Mike Chicago Sports. Get lists of every show that we have across the board here on 1252. Peter, Blake, Drew, Harry, thank you guys so much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm gonna give you guys the Forrest Gump wave.
Yeah, there you go.
Run, Forrest, run!
He can't run. He's had too many
Forrest,
drinks.
run!
Have a good night, Mike. Thank you. Go Bears.
Take care, guys. Love you guys. Merry Christmas.
Go Bears.
Flawless victory.
Meow. Remix.
Bye. That was good, man. I love that.
That's great.
Mr. Andrew, my brother.
Yes.
Tell everybody where they can
I
find
love
you.
this guy, by the way. He's doing a great job on this.
Oh,
no, seriously.
love you too.
Man, we go back and forth, but the guy is full of so much knowledge, and sometimes he's full of this.
Tell everybody where they can find you,
Match
Andrew.
your Home Depot shirt to keep this up. I mean,
there you go. Exactly.
Tell everybody where they can find you, Drew.
Boom. So, I'm the co-host of Two Giant Goofballs there, available on every single podcast platform that basically matters. We're also available, of course, for some clips and all on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Again, Two Giant Goofballs, the number, not the word.
That's pretty good.
Great stuff, man. Seriously.
Andrew, talk to you later. Have a great day.
All right, thank you. Take
See you, Andrew.
And now there's two.
There's
Dos.
two. Yes.
Pete.
This guy sucks.
Does Pete got a question for the Greek?
Pete got a question for the Greek. I mean, what's your best bet of the day? Is it that Saints Falcon game?
Yeah, I
need a parlay. I need a parlay. I need some big money here to pay off this computer here.
Well,
is that the
go
way?
ahead and I don't really do too much in parlays, but you can take New Orleans and bet the under in that game. I also really, really like the over in the Chicago game. I can't stay away from it. I kind of stay away. I know I'm leaning toward the Jets -1. The Eagles are -9. I really like the Bears to cover the 9, but I like more than that. But I do like to bet the over 48. The Dallas -4 against Jacksonville, stay away from it. Pittsburgh at Carolina, stay away from that game. However, if you want to bet that game, bet the second half. Kansas City -14.5. They should win that game pretty convincingly. Atlanta at New Orleans, bet New Orleans -4 and under 43. Giants at Washington. Bet the over in that game. Make a very small position.
Do you even touch that game because it is a rivalry game? I mean,
yes, you bet the over in that game because I think the Giants are going to have to pass the ball to even be competitive in this game, and I think they're going to score some points. Tennessee at the Chargers. The Chargers are -3, 46.5. Go ahead and bet the under 46.5 in that game. I don't think Tennessee has enough offensive weapons to do that. And, of course, the Packers -7. Do I like it? Probably not. I think it's just a game you're going to have to watch. But those are my picks. Hopefully we do a little bit better this week, which I know we're going to. And ladies and gentlemen, France, in the course of 2 minutes, I got to bring everybody back on. France, in the course of 2 minutes, at the 81-second mark, have tied the game up 2-2.
Oh, no.
It's like a fresh baguette.
Oh, no. We suck again.
Oh, and there's Fat Mike. And if everybody wants to go full screen, we can see Fat Mike taking a piss outside the car. There he is. Hi, Mike. How about that, guys? It's 2-2. They've came back and tied it up in the course of 2 minutes. 2-2. It's 2-2.
Like a French
Mbappe,
ballet.
I think, who scored that one.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Talk about a choke job, right?
Yeah, it's a choke job, all right.
What are you guys doing?
We were just talking to you.
Darkhorse, run!
Bye, Mike.
Hey, Fat Mike, no slippers, just saying.
See you, Mike. Take care, brother. Andrew, have a great day, man.
Take it easy, guys.
See you, man.
Pete.
Yes.
Then it's always left with us.
It is.
That's it.
Can we go to that 2 shop?
Like this?
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Close.
Yeah, nice and close.
A little closer.
Get a little with secret.
Are you hey, listen, are you excited?
I'm really excited. What'd you have for lunch?
I haven't had any lunch yet. I even haven't even had any breakfast at this juncture. But I tell you what, tune in to the evolution of Sports Talk Television after the game tonight for your Bucks post-game edition, hopefully a winning one, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm your host, Peter Blake, your Rolex reporter. What time is it? It's my time. And Bucks fans, hopefully it's your time. Have a great day, guys.
Wow, Pete, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was a very interesting show. And comments, Michael Hulk. Well, for all that, let's go Bucks. And Michael says again, Falcons beat the Saints today, 21-17, close game, I am suspecting. I don't know. I think 21-17, you might be correct, but I think that might be the Saints. And I don't think the Falcons are going to put up that many points with the rookie quarterback in this game. And I do definitely like the under in that game, Mike. Want to thank everybody. Oh, hang on. Can't do it again. Troy Polamalu. It's my time. Oh, yes, it is, Troy. It sure is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in to the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Let's go ahead and make some coin together. I'll tell you what, it's always, always, always a blast taking the phone calls live. Thanks to everybody who did participate, asking all the great questions, and even making some goofy comments. Absolutely love it. And most of all, I want to give my heart to Mr. Troy Polamalu, because I'll tell you what, brother, if it wasn't for you, it would be boring. Thanks for tuning into the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Let's make some cash. And as I always say, keep your bets low and your returns high. Goodbye, everybody.